Say hello to my big friend. You gotta work on your poker face, buddy.
Bartenders who say they like that shit are liars. Every single one of them.
Unless you know, inhale and die, but that's about it.
Inhale and die. Next time it's gonna be my dick. We're joined here today by a good friend of mine. He's the Cuban sensation, a master of smoke and relaxation. He is a cigar sommelier and the brand ambassador for Weber Ranch Vodka, Christian Cepero.
Thank you for having me.
Good to see you, bud. Good to see you. Been wanting to do this for a while. It's good. Real quick, before we jump into it, shots today are going to be Amaro Montenegro, Select Aperitivo, Fernet Negroni from Antica Distilleria, and then for our chasers to wash it all down, we have Golden Road's non-alcoholic mango cart and a couple of fever trees over here. So I met Christian back in, a few years, I can't remember, 4 years ago. It was, we're both in Vegas. We were both competing in a competition with Liquor 43, the bartender and barista challenge. We both made it to nationals. Christian made this amazing drink with a cigar, and that's when I learned that cigar sommeliers were a thing. But yeah, tell the people out there just real quick. You know, you're from Cuba. How did you get into cigars? You know, to what you're doing now?
I'm from Cuba, as he mentioned. That's why the funny accent. Say hello to my big friend. So I started in this industry because of my dad, and I say that in multiple interviews and even job interviews and all that stuff. I always talk about my dad. He been doing this for 40 years. I got a big ego, as you can assume. I look like an asshole because I'm an asshole. But I got a soft spot too. But anyways, I started because of my dad. He been doing cigar sommelier, wine sommelier, mixologist. I know we hate to use that word, but he actually deserved the title because he's actually the shit. He's a member of the IBA. Short story long, I decided to do exactly the same as him, but better.
Okay.
And I'm still trying because it's complicated to get to that level. 42 years of experience compared with like 1 decade is hard. Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially in a country like that, it takes a lot for you to actually make it to that next level.
Yeah. So real quick, just to touch on that, your dad's name is Kiki, right?
Enrique, but they call him Kiki.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I had the pleasure of meeting your dad the other night. And for those of you that don't know out there, many of you know who Julio Cabrera is. Of course, he's probably one of the most famous Cuban bartenders. But your dad was right there with him. They went to the same school. They're two of the only master certified bartenders in Cuba. Mm-hmm. Your dad actually picked up his medal for him. Like, that's amazing. Yeah. So I can see how that influence kind of really translated into you and kind of that legacy you get to follow. With that said, in your Instagram bio, you call yourself Mr. Keeping It Real. How important, this, keeping it real, which I think is very important, right? We talk about this 2025, social media, all this bullshit out there and people's facades and what they put forward. So how important is it keeping it real in the industry now? Like, what does that mean to you and what does that look like?
Man, yeah, that's a pretty good question. Keeping it real for me goes all the way to the hospitality, to the consumer, from the staff members and co-workers, to don't cut corners and bullshit people. Like, if you come to my bar, which I don't have a bar, but if you come to my bar and then you want to have X tequila, and then I just want to upsell it, to a super high, ultra premium tequila, just to get your money, that doesn't make me really happy. At the same time, I'm not keeping it real in that aspect. I'm also not keeping it real if you make a cocktail for a menu, and I just say, oh, it's great, just to be happy, to make you feel happy. Like, hey, yo, this cocktail is great. Sometimes it's like, hey, maybe you should add like a bar spoon of whatever, for example. Just giving my real feedback. It's just giving real feedback, working with real brands, working with real people, and not being full of shit, I don't get emotionally invested on anything. I can work at a nightclub, I done it. I can work at PTs, I done it. Fine dining places, I don't care. You want the best mojito with real sugar, we can make it. You want the shitty mojito with sweet and sour, we can make it. I'm gonna drink it either way, and I'm not emotionally invested on anything, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing we forget in hospitality, and I've been there, especially in my earlier part of my career, where we think we know what's best for people and not giving them what they ask for, and it's like, man, why am I giving all this effort? Like, if you want Pappy and Coke, I'm gonna give it to you. If you want a Long Island, I'll make you the best goddamn Long Island you've ever. Exactly. So I think that's super important in this day and age. And I think people are looking for that now. I think we're starting to get away from the gimmicks and the bullshit and, people still want their Instagrammable stuff, but I think we're definitely getting to that place where people really would rather see it being kept real. I don't go out to bars very often anymore because I feel like I just can't get a good classic drink at a lot of places anymore, and so everyone's trying to feed me their bullshit and whatever. So with keeping it real, we're gonna see if you can keep it real. We're gonna slap a blindfold on you. You're gonna feel up a bottle, and if you can guess what it is, I do the shot. If you get it wrong, you do the shot.
Sounds
it's pretty
good.
Straightforward. Cool.
Blindfold. Just make sure it's a Patron bottle.
Yeah, easy.
That one is easy.
I was gonna do a Weber Ranch bottle, be like, see if you can get it, but if you got it wrong, you would have been fired. So. All right, hold your hands out. There you go. Tried to make it.
Blanton's.
Oh, okay. I made that one too easy. Shit.
Give it another try, huh?
All right. Next time it's gonna be my dick.
Thank you.
All right, shot number one. A little bit of that Monty goodness. What does Monty clock in at? I always forget. 23%, not bad. Montenegro. Shout out Tad. Shout out Grupo Montenegro.
I'm gonna do it with you, so
What a gentleman! Look at that.
I can help you out.
And who says Cubans aren't nice?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get murdered tomorrow.
I say that actually.
Yeah. Salud, brother. Cheers.
Salud. Thank you for having me, bro.
I'm gonna have to come up with harder challenges. This is getting too easy for people. It's the second time I'm starting to go down. Actually, Julio got it wrong last time, but anyway, I think it's so fucking fascinating that you're a cigar sommelier, right? Like, that world is so prevalent, it's so different. I feel like you almost never see cigar somms anymore. And it's such a vast, different world. And I enjoy cigars, not as much as you and your dad probably, but like, I really enjoy it. So, I think the thing that we find a lot with like Cicerones, kind of in the whole thing of keeping it real, right? Like with Cicerones and Somms, a lot of people are intimidated. A lot of people are like, I don't really want to talk to them. They're going to make me feel stupid. I don't know. So how do you take someone who is interested in cigars, maybe has never smoked before, cigarettes, vapes, nothing, or just an amateur in general? How do you introduce them to cigars without turning them off from it, right?
Without being too snobby.
Well, without being snobby, but like, it's kind of like when craft beer first started.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I want to try some craft beer. And they're like, here's this IPA with 150 IBUs. And you're like, I never want to drink this shit again.
Man, I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible. When we're talking about cigars, it's the same as anything else. It's palate. You like Negronis. You like bitterness. You like dark coffee. So a person like you should be able to have a stronger cigar with more of that bold flavor, like dark chocolate flavor, dark coffee, those flavors, like even grapefruit flavor, you can, like some citrus, you can see in some cigars. So a person like you, I can go straight to a full body cigar, and you might enjoy it from the get-go. Now, if you inhale, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
You're gonna do not inhale. That's my number one pet peeve, or my number one advice is do not inhale cigars. I don't care if you vape, you smoke hookah, you smoke weed, you smoke cigarettes. One cigar is gonna take you out for a good time. But, go to a humidor, show everybody what is inside a humidor. You got 5,000 cigars right there, sometimes more, sometimes less. It's intimidating, because people look at cigars like the older gentleman with a suit and a glass of cognac from 1985 with a big Cuban cigar. But it's not like that, bro. You know, it's pretty laid back. Everybody like each other because it creates a communication. It's like this industry, It's like taking a shot together. The other day I went to Starbucks to get coffee, because I'm basic. And there was a guy outside smoking a cigar, random guy. And I just wanted to ask, hey, why are you smoking? And you start having a conversation just because he was smoking a cigar. He could be vaping. I'm not asking you what the fuck you vaping because I don't really care.
Yeah.
But go inside the humidor. Hey guys, what do you drink? How you drink your coffee? How do you eat your steak? What cocktails you like? Mojito is different than Negroni, Manhattan is different than Martini. And with all that data, you already know what to do. You know what I mean? And you can go from the most mild cigar to the most full body cigar.
Yeah.
Now me, I always stay away from flavor. I don't like flavor cigars. I hate them. I'm super old fashioned in that aspect. That's just me. They're great for people, but I don't like them. And in Cuba, we don't got flavored cigars.
Yeah.
So if the number one country, quote unquote, that makes cigars doesn't have flavored cigars, then I don't like to recommend flavored cigars. There is a cigar for everybody. Trust me, there is. Unless you inhale and die, but that's about it.
Inhale and die.
I seen it, bro.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's true. I've inhaled once and that ruined my fucking throat forever. And it's but I know what you mean. It's a nice conversation starter. It's almost like wine or something like, what are you drinking? You see it. Yeah, no one cares about the espresso snowflake unicorn shit you're vaping out of your fucking
Absolutely.
vape.
And I don't got anything wrong, against that. I know all of you guys most likely vape and stuff. Nothing against that. It's just that's the way I was raised.
Yeah.
I started smoking cigarettes at 12, cigar at 16, and then I never looked back. I really like it. And cigars, you don't smoke for the nicotine purposes.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing. You don't care about the nicotine.
So when I smoke cigars, I do feel a little more relaxed. I almost always get lightheaded. What's that from? Is that just
That's
from
the nicotine.
That's just the nicotine.
You also got ammoniac. At the end of the day, is leaf that is fermented, aged, curated, and we try to take as many bad chemicals out.
Yeah.
But there is always, gonna be some degree of ammoniac and resins inside the cigar. High nicotine content. Even though you don't inhale, your saliva is gonna be picking up those nicotine traces.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's so interesting. Yeah, I'm sure we could talk for hours and hours and hours about cigar. But it's interesting what you said about the asking someone how they like their coffee. My ex used to do that a lot. She would say, because especially people, they don't want to be embarrassed or they think they want to drink a certain wine and they're talking about it and you're like, you're kind of full of shit. And she's like, how do you like your coffee? And it's like, if they say they like this complex, crazy wine, but they're like, oh, I drink my coffee with a ton of sugar and milk. She's like, you're a liar. Like, you're full of shit.
That's
so they ain't keeping it real.
Yeah.
So from that, though you're a cigar expert, the next challenge for the next shot, which is going to be a shot of Select, is a spelling bee.
Okay.
So there's going to be two words.
Can I spell in Spanish?
So 2 words we're going to spell. They were liquor brands, so we're not going too crazy. I'm not asking for onomatopoeia or anything like that. But yeah, exactly. I can't spell it. All right, so your first word is Tanqueray.
Fuck. TANG or Q, motherfucker. I don't know.
I'll give you one mulligan. Spell it out. Well, we'll do the second one. We'll see if you can rebuttal. Courvoisier.
COURVISIER.
Close enough. Hey, but I'll do it with you because why not? We love Select.
You have no idea how many menus I fucked up because.
That's what ChatGPT and spell check are for.
True.
All right. Little Select from Venice. Another thing from the portfolio of Grupo Montenegro. Shout out them. This one's a little lower in alcohol, actually, but a little more bitter. Select is like if Aperol and Campari had a baby. I actually really like Select.
Okay.
Salud. Cheers, brother.
Salud. Barback.
Barback?
I better get 20% for this.
Don't worry, we're gonna tip you.
Just the tip.
With my expense receipts.
Whew. It's too early for this shit.
That's not bad though.
No.
I like the definition. I don't know if they like that definition that you use, but I like the definition.
Yeah, I think it's like if Aperol and Campari had a baby.
Yeah.
It kind of lands right in the middle. Not as aggressive as Campari. Like I said, I was being a little nicer to myself today. This last time was
being nice
rough.
guy.
And it's not always going to be bitter stuff as this show progresses and I build a stomach. We'll shoot stuff that, I don't know, we'll just shoot vodka next time and I'll hate myself. But speaking on the vodka real quick, since that's what you do, as a brand ambassador. So I'm sure a lot of people are curious, like, you're a cigar som, you help run Triple Crown, and then I noticed you stumbled into Weber Ranch. So just a real quick, how'd you get into that? Do you like it? Being a brand ambassador, I'm sure a lot of people are curious about what that actually is and what do you do?
I started again with dishwasher, bartender, lead bartender, bar manager, GM, blah 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 blah, all that crap. I've been doing this industry just like you for a good second. I never liked sales. I never liked sales because I never like to approach people working at a bar or restaurant, I'm used to people approaching me. You need a drink, you need to sell your product, so you're gonna come to see me, I don't come to see you. So I never like sales in that aspect. Multiple brands that I'm not gonna mention, they reach out to me, great brands, they reach out to me about doing sales. I don't know what they see on me because I don't even speak English. So, and I look like an asshole. But something, I'm doing something right.
There's the allure of when you can't
know?
speak. People like that. They're like, oh, you're so fancy.
Maybe that's what it is.
He has an accent.
There gotta be something to it that I don't see in myself, but other people, I'm telling you, pretty good brands, they reach out to me, and I keep saying no, and no, and no, especially in the past 2 years. Working at Triple Crown, the owner, one day he told me, maybe it's a good idea that you take one of these jobs and focus with them, basically my 9 to 5, and then help out with us here in the sense that I'm in the market every day. And I see people that smoke cigars, and I see people that drink. So I can always plug one with the other.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it actually helps the business a lot for Triple Crown to do it, for them to allow me to do it that way. And the moment they saying this, my boss, Kenny Jordan, basically the next day, no bullshit, the next day he was like, hey, I've been trying to get you since December last year. And we never got to talk. I'm working with this brand. What I like about the brand is that it's unique. And it's hard to be unique, and I hate to say unique because nothing is fucking unique. What's unique,
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody's trying to reinvent the wheel. You're making the same bullshit with different water source to make this same crap. You know what I mean? But when I saw agave vodka, number one, it's different. Number two, you're gonna get hate. Number three, people are gonna love it right after. And that's what happens with the brand. When we're making the only vodka in the planet with 100% blue agave.
Yeah.
So people go like, why don't you make tequila? Isn't agave meant for tequila? Vodka is with potatoes. There are some ignorant people, vodka is only from Russia. Everything else is fake. Whatever. That's my Russian accent. But it's bullshit. And, the brand for me is amazing. The company is great. I really, really like it. And now I don't think I'm gonna go back to bartending. Now I do like guest bartending here and there, like I did last week. But I love it. I love the company. I love the job description. It's a lot. People saying that everything we do is pop in, spend money, drink, eat, and walk out. But there is a bunch of shit you gotta do, and you gotta manage pretty well.
Yeah, I think that's to that point. And as much as you say as you're an asshole, and you are, and I love you because you're an asshole, because you keep it real, But I think that's a big side of brand ambassadors. You're seeing this huge shift in the industry now of like a lot of brand ambassadors getting laid off because for a long time, a lot of them, and I'm not calling anyone out, it's a hard job. I haven't done it, but it's, you go in, you spend money, you eat and drink, and that's for a lot of people. That's what the BAs do. That's their. But the real ones are out there hustling. They're out there keeping it real. They're like, they know where their product kind of belongs, where they can get it, maybe where they need to spend money. And so I think that's the quality of the brand ambassador. And like, you look at guys like Kinson Lau, fucking that dude hustles harder than anybody I know. And we'll get him on this podcast eventually. But
he's the Andrew Tate.
He is.
I know he's not gonna like that, but and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's the Andrew Tate of
but that dude,
brand
I don't know a single brand ambassador that works harder than that
Nobody,
guy. I've
bro.
never seen
Nobody.
anyone. And there's a lot of those guys in this town, yourself included, that are just out hustling nonstop. It is a hard job. It's not just schmoozing and boozing and cruising.
Man, it makes me happy when it's not like it makes me happy. Whenever I'm having a rough day. This is not bullshit. It sounds bad, but whenever I'm having a rough day with meetings and sales and expense and admin work and all this crap that we gotta do, I think if Kinson can do it, I can do it. So no bullshit. I always look up to him and my boss.
Yeah.
Because they've been around for a long time and they got pretty good lives. I mean, all of us, we got pretty good life. I mean, we're sitting here drinking and taking shots. Like, how hard it is.
Life, fucking hard life, yeah.
How hard it is. But like, I look up to them in that aspect. They started the same way, like college graduates, shitty bartenders, great bartenders, great managers, and now they do this type of sales. And it's like, holy fuck, Kinson he's a monster, dude, honestly.
So speaking of with this job that you, because you're out and about, I feel like brand ambassadors tend to be very in touch with the industry trends because you're out and about, you're seeing all the places, you're seeing what they're doing. What right now do you see here or wherever else you've traveled to recently that's the most overrated, either trend or ingredient or something that you've seen in the hospitality industry? What's the most overrated? You're like, I'm fucking sick of it. We don't have to name places, but just what are you like, fuck this, I don't want to see this anymore.
How many fights do I want to take?
How many people do I want to fight in the parking lot?
Imagine you're doing this shit live.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, I know a lot of people are gonna hate me. Saline solution, you're one of them. Everything got a pop on everything. It's like, that's too much. ISIs making different foams all the time. I know you say only one.
Oh, when we go for it. Rattle if you want.
Yeah,
Saline, I'll fight with you on. That's fine. We can scrap in the parking lot later.
So yeah, foams with ISIs and all that crap. Saline solution. Now some people are doing a touch of super sour on everything. Yeah, I'm just a hater, bro. It boils down to that. I'm just a hater because, I mean, a daiquiri, right? I love daiquiris. Drop some saline solution, it make it pop. I agree, it's amazing. Is it gonna change my life? Fuck no. You know what I mean? And some people, I guess what I hate is when people, how you say that, glorify something. Mm-hmm. Like they look up to something like way too big, like this is amazing, this is gonna change the game.
This is gonna change
That's
the world,
what fucks with me, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I believe you can put angostura on everything. That's just me.
Yeah.
I believe you can put angostura on everything. A steak, I don't care, Ice cream, put angostura. Whatever, you put angostura. Do I do it? No. Does it make sense? Not really. You know what I mean? But you can do it.
Yeah.
And it's just trends, you said it. In 10 years from now, nobody's gonna be using saline solution.
Yeah, well, I think it's the idea of like, I agree with you in the sense of like, we don't need to draw a bunch of attention to it. Like, my menu doesn't have to say saline solution on it. Like, I don't need to tell you every time I put a drop of salt in there. I think that's the difference. It's that again, keeping it a real thing, right? Like, we wanna be recognized for the work that we're doing a lot of times, and so we find whatever way this is trendy, it's cool. Oh man, these guys are using salt, they're using these foams, they're using these super
smoke. Yeah.
And I've learned over time it's actually better. My guests respond better when I leave less on the menu, when I don't put every ingredient on there. Because one, it leaves a little surprise. They're like, oh, what's this? What's that? It's like, cool. But then also like, no one wants to read a novel. No one wants the 18 ingredient drink. And it's like, did you really need to write salt?
And they only know two, tequila and lime
and
juice.
They're like, cool, tequila, and this isn't at all what I thought it was gonna be. So with that said, because you're so in touch with the industry, though you work for a singular vodka brand, you're gonna have 15 seconds to name 10 vodka brands.
Really?
And whoever loses in this one, though I think we have the theme, we're both probably gonna take it anyway. This Fernet Negroni, so from the Antica distillery, this is not like Negroni the cocktail. Negroni is the name of the person who made the original recipe for this. And this is like a very lean, intense Fernet. For those of you that don't know, a little tidbit education, Fernet is not a singular brand, it's a style. It's a type of Amaro that was made, or digestif. So you'll see different brands make different kinds of Fernets. So this one, Jelinek, Fernet Branco, which is the most popular from Argentina that people know, which is still disgusting, by the way. So is this. Jelinek Fernet is great. It tastes like a flat cola syrup. It's very interesting. This is, not looking forward to this one. But anyway, so 15 seconds on the clock. You can't name Weber Ranch. So
Fuck, I was gonna say,
wait, I forgot to say
times.
you can't say the one. All right, ready, set, and go.
Grey Goose, Sky, Tito's, Quero, Stoli, Absolute. There we go. A Whitley vodka, Golden Eagle.
2, 1, time.
That's it.
Close.
No fucking idea.
It's all right. We're both gonna.
Can somebody name my number two?
There's a Platinum 7, Woody Creek,
Belvedere, Chopin,
Ciroc. Shout out P Diddy.
Smirnoff. I was just thinking about the reps that I know. That was my approach. The people that I actually know that works. That's why I say Grey Goose and Sky at first, because I really fuck with those guys.
This is.
Whew. Is it menta too?
What?
Got a mint inside?
I don't think so. Maybe. Ugh. No.
You gotta work on your poker face, buddy.
Bartenders who say they like that shit are liars. Every single one of them. Me and Chris agree. Chris Levitt, We agree on that.
I don't.
You have a good poker face.
Yeah. And I work in a bunch of places that you're not allowed to drink. I used to work. I can say it now because the place is closed. I used to work at Senior Frogs. It's a union place. You're not allowed to drink.
Yeah.
But the managers don't give a shit. I had my bar manager, which I'm not gonna say the name, but my bar manager at the time, he said, when you guys take a shot and you're trying to hide yourself like too much, now you're making it obvious.
Yeah.
There are guys that are just looking at the camera trying to like take it like this. He's like, you pour it, take it, keep talking to a customer, like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, no one will even notice.
I've been doing that my whole fucking career, you know, and nobody gives a shit. I never got called out by it.
I think it's the weird thing of like, yeah, I get there's laws and stuff, right? And like,
Yeah, I'm not saying to drink on your jobs,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
It's disclaimer.
disclaimer, as a rep,
Yeah.
drink responsibly.
Yeah.
But I think it's this idea of like, for me, it's always been like, I've seldom drank on the job to like get drunk. I think the first bar I ever helped open, and it was the last service, and we were getting bought out. We got schmammered that night. It was a bad night, but I walked out with a case of liquor because my owner was just like, "Hey, all this gets turned over to the new company, so whatever's not here tomorrow is." You know, so I was like, cool, dude. Load up the car. But I think it's more of a celebratory thing, you know, imbibe. I don't think you have to, if you can't get through your shift without a drink, you got a problem.
Yeah,
You need to
1,000%. Sometimes it's a attitude fixer, you know? Like you take a shot after 3 hours when you are, in a rush or whatever, and you mellow down a little bit. So now you get more in a flow. But I agree 100% with you. If you gotta take a cigarette every 20 minutes, or a vape, or a shot, yeah, buddy, you
gotta work on those vices. As you can tell, the man here works out quite a bit.
I used to.
Yeah. Still big, you know? Tighter clothes, that's all you need.
Drink Weber,
Yeah.
work out better.
Oh, hey, drink Weber, work out better. It's got the lowest calories in the game.
Oh,
and it's
research.
gluten-free because it's made from agave, even though all distilled spirits are gluten-free. And it's actually good shit. It's good. It's I call it, not to insult you or anyone, I call it tequila light because it's like, you have that hint of agave. Mm-hmm. It's a nice mixture. I think it's great. I think it's all stuff. We use it in Anima, to show some love, and it's cool, yeah.
I love it.
Hey, come to Anima, get a Weber Ranch, something or other. How do you become a certified cigar som? That's probably something people might wonder or interested in.
So it's exactly the same way as wine. Mm-hmm. There's 3 levels, like 1, 2, and then masters. The first level, you can take it online. The school that I did, because there's only 2 schools, really. Mm-hmm. Like RIA certified sommelier, there is 2. The one in Cuba, Habanos Cigar Sommelier, that only certify you in Cuban cigars.
Okay.
And the one that I did is the International Association of Cigar Sommelier. It's everything, including Cuba. So first level, you can do it online, or you can go to the places, like take the class in person. But once you do the masters, you actually gotta go to Nicaragua or Dominican Republic, and the classes are over there. So you need to touch the leaf. You need to see how the cigar is made, how it's fermented, every single step. But it's a lot. It's a lot that you gotta study, because wine, you drink it, eat it, well, not eat it, but drink it with me or whatever, it's gone. Cigars, every single third is gonna change. The beginning, the middle part, and the last part is gonna taste different. It's gonna have different complexity, balance, strengths, flavors. So it's hard to do pairings with cigars. Most people think about whiskey and cigars, but you can do pairings pretty much with everything. And that's where the sommelier comes in, just like wine, The wine sommelier is the person that is gonna be helping you out to have a more enhanced experience when you're having a dinner. Cigars are the same, but cigars are recommended after dinner, meaning once everything is done, that's where you got your amaros, your coffees, your dessert wines, and all that stuff. That's when you start smoking too.
So where do you really see, because again, as my limited involvement in the cigar community and kind of traveling around different states, and maybe it's more prevalent abroad, if you can just speak to that real quick, of what career path does a cigar sommelier have? Master somms have a few different jobs they tend to do, but they have a pretty specific kind of set, and you see them. So where do cigar somms typically sit? If you pass that school, where can you get a job? What do you typically end up doing?
So it's funny, in the United States, you don't see that position everywhere. But if you go to Dubai, for example, Cuba, Mexico, Canada, Spain, they got cigar sommeliers that they come with a little car, They give you a cigar selection. You get to pick what color you want to use, what type of fire you want to do, and they light it up for you. They cut it for you. They recommend you pairings for you. But here in the States, nobody's doing it for the most part. One place in Miami, that's about it. Us at Triple Crown, we don't do it. We got the mentality of people are gonna smoke what they're gonna smoke, and they're gonna drink what they're gonna drink, and they don't give a shit. And even A Lounge, which for me is the best cigar lounge in the country, they don't do it there either.
I mean, the best in the country.
In my opinion, yes, they are the best in the country.
Why?
A Lounge. Food, entertainment, great bar program, great humidor, knowledgeable staff, pretty big place, amazing ventilation, and the food comes from Bressa, the Italian restaurant next door, which is fucking delicious. Open early, close late. You got everything that you really want, you know? And it's comfortable as shit. It's good. It's a good fucking place.
It's good to know. Shout out 8 Lounge in Resorts World, and shout out Chef Nicole at Bressa.
Yeah, they do a good job over there, you know?
No, that's interesting. Wow, that's huge. Hey, 8, you better deliver when you come in there. That's a huge ups from this man here. Best in the country.
And I work for another cigar lounge. You know? And I admit, but that's keeping it real.
No, it's keeping it real.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Why you want me? Do we hear like, my shit is the best shit? No.
No, for sure. And I think the last thing I want to ask, since we're a little bit of time, since we asked this about the bar world, what is like the biggest mistake or faux pas like that you see for cigar smokers? What's the biggest bullshit you see cigar smokers doing in the U.S. specifically, since we're out here? You're full of shit. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, fuck, it happens all the time, bro. Dipping your cigar in cognac or whiskey is bullshit. Overcutting. Overcutting means when you actually go way too deep on the cigar, and then you fuck the whole shit up. But those two, you know, those are the biggest two. Whenever I see a guy grabbing a glass of bourbon and then like dipping the cigar like that, or putting it on the wrapper because they saw a video of Arnold Schwarzenegger doing it, it's like, cool, it's just crap. But you know, it's a gimmick, and some people like it, and they want to continue doing it.
Gotcha. That's a good one. So Arnold doesn't know how to smoke cigars. Tell him. If any of you see him, tell him.
It would be nice to see him, you know?
All right. Well, that's good, man. That's about the time we have. This was great. We'll have to do this again. We'll actually light some cigars up next time. We'll talk. This was exciting. Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 2 of A Shot in the Dark. Tune in next time for more nasty shots, great chasers, and better conversations. Cheers, guys.
Salud.